associated with How Did I Do It podcast. In this video, we're going to discuss and theorize how aliens, specifically xenomorphs, see.
Now, the xenomorph is a parasitic extraterrestrial species known for essentially being the most flawlessly designed organism out there. It can survive in almost any environment, including space itself. It's a flawless killing machine. It has two separate jaws, each with separate functions. Now, when we're talking about aliens or xenomorphs, we're talking about the ones that you find in the Alien franchise. So, you got your 1979 movie with Ellen Ripley and her crew, and then you have the further on movies as well. It has a decent defense system involving some very concentrated acid blood.
Now, as you can see, they have very elongated heads, but being the superior species, they don't seem to have eyes. So, what's happening over there?
Well, if you actually go with the director of the original movies, especially Alien and Aliens, the sequel, the director had an alien skull, which actually did have eye sockets, meaning that the xenomorph should in fact have eyes. So then how would their eyes work compared to ours?
So our eyes, we have a 3-to-1 ratio from cones and rods. So cones are more color sensitive receptors, while rods are more light sensitive receptors.
Given the fact that what we know about xenomorphs and that they can survive in almost any environment whatsoever, especially in space, space is, well, generally dark. So the xenomorphs wouldn't really need to be so concerned with color as opposed to being able to see in very low light conditions. Therefore, we can assume that they should have more rods than cones.
So their world is kind of monochromatic, but much more light sensitive. But seeing the movies and being the superior species that they are, light sensitivity alone wouldn't be enough for them to hunt the way it does.
So what do they use?
One theory is that they use their inner mouth or jaw the same way snakes and lizards do.
The moist tongue will pick up scents and small particles from the environment around the snake, and then the brain will then process those scents in a similar way of which humans perceive their environment with their eyes, in terms of sensitivity. Now, xenomorphs don't exactly perceive scents in terms of flesh and blood, but they do detect pheromones quite easily. These pheromones allow them to determine what the organism is, and how they wish to interact with it.
Another theory is that xenomorphs use lateral lines to see the world around them.
The lateral line system, also called the lateralis system, is a general system of tactical sense organs. Now, this is usually seen in aquatic creatures on Earth, but the theory is that the xenomorphs have this as well. This is used to detect changes in pressure and movement in the surroundings. For the creatures on Earth, that would be in water, whereas we're theorizing that the xenomorphs can detect pressure changes in air. Being able to detect such tiny things like movement and pressure changes in air, no less, would make it the most flawless being in the universe.
And with that, this video comes to a close. Thank you everyone for watching, and join us again next week where we pit xenomorphs and predators in a match to see who is the ultimate species alive.